Leadership coaching on private matters. Coaching on private matters is often called life coaching. Life coaching is about coaching a person to get a better life, no matter what the issue is. When coaching as a manager, you often discover that the work is linked to what is going on outside work, and that private matters do pop up. Issues that can pop up are, for example, work-life balance, personal values that are suppressed, personal problems with the family like a divorce, children at school, parents, longing for new challenges in life, tough decisions that has to be taken, stress, sickness or death in the family, buying a house. Your curiosity and empathy when coaching creates trust, and your ability to listen gets people to talk, also about subjects that they didn't consider bringing up in the first place. A manager must know the borders between private and personal matters. It is unethical to cross that border. Even though the employee trusts the manager and the manager is able and willing to help. If a private matter turns up, the manager must concentrate on the effect it has on the work-life balance and the productivity and positivity at work. Now that you are in the midst of an unpleasant divorce, how can I best support you in your working life? I'm really sorry for you that your father is seriously ill. How do you want me to support you to balance your work and taking care of your father? What can the team do for you to help you through this tough time? I have noticed that buying a house is very much on your mind right now, and that is fully understandable. What do you need to be able to balance your work and buying your new house? Life coaching is about trust, and if it turns out that you need to fire the employee due to lack of performance, it gets very complicated if you're in the midst of a coaching process on private matters. The employee needs to find a speaking partner outside work, like a friend, a family member, a therapist, a counselor, or a psychologist. Team coaching. There's not much difference between one-to-one coaching and team coaching. The structure is the same, and grow is again a good choice. However, team coaching is more complex since you have to manage several people in the same dialogue with different personalities and agendas. Here are some of the challenges you face when coaching a team. There are visual, auditive, kinesthetics, and audio-digital people in the same team. It is different things that motivates and drives the different individuals. The motivation and drivers are not visible to you since they are most often hidden below the water surface. The different team members are in flow in different ways. You have more people's language structures and body language and speed to match. You have more learning styles to adjust to. There are different needs for how you should act as a manager. There are different smaller and larger agendas in the team. There are more inner dialogues going on at the same time. There's a mixture of silent fiery advocates and the talkative ones which you have to balance. There are different preferences in the team for how the meeting should be processed. There are different needs for recognition, appreciation, and feedback from you. The more you train your one-to-one coaching, the more skilled you get in team coaching. The different situations you experience and are able to adjust to in one-to-one coaching can give you the competence to coach more people at the same time. Enter the leadership path, lead and manage teams to get inspiration on how you can facilitate different kinds of team coaching sessions. You can also find helpful team coaching sessions if you enter the leadership path, lead and manage performance. Coaching and setting direction. Sometimes a manager has to change the communication tool from coaching to instructions. This can be in a situation where the employee needs to be guided by what is possible to do in the present job. It could be, I need to stop coaching you for a while to tell you that our goals in the team are top-down and not possible to change. Your idea was to lower the goals to make room for other tasks, and that is not an option for you. To return to where you were in the coaching conversation, you can use a question like, now that you know that your goals are not to be lowered, how do you perceive your options? Be aware that it is difficult to achieve a symmetric relationship when entering in and out of the coaching room if done too often. If you have a constant need to set direction during a coaching session, you may consider stopping the coaching conversation and starting a conversation where you set the direction. It could be like this. It seems to me that I haven't done my job in setting a clear direction, and that is unfair to you. That is why I believe we should close the coaching for now and walk through your job description for you to see what is expected in the job. When that is done, there's more reason to start the coaching conversation again. Is that all right with you? It is very beneficial to tell the focus person why you are changing your communication tool to and from coaching. This way you will have a greater chance to achieve a symmetric relationship built on trust. A coach or a manager with a coaching attitude. It is not about making a choice between the two. You can be both. When you invite people for a one-to-one coaching or a team coaching session, you act as a coach. You have booked the necessary time, and both you and the focus person know what is going to happen. Enter the Leadership Path Lead and Manage Performance to learn about different types of coaching conversation that can be beneficial for you and the team to do during a quarter. Besides structuring your leadership coaching every quarter, you also have opportunities to ask coaching questions in everyday management and leadership, like you pass by an employee and he or she is challenged by something and wants to discuss it with you. You pass by an employee and he or she wants to share success with you. Your job is to create a movement in the team, and you do not always know when the opportunity comes up. Sometimes it happens during a coaching conversation, and sometimes it happens on the fly. The earlier you can create that movement, the quicker you get a result. It can very well be that you are on your way to do something else and that you only have 2 minutes. The easiest thing to do is to say, "We need to discuss that, so let's book a meeting." Well, congratulations. Neither of these responses creates a movement, which means a lost opportunity. 2 minutes is 2 minutes, so use them. Go to see it in action on this topic and see examples of how you can use 2 minutes to create a movement. The mental contract. Creating a mental contract is a good way of starting a great relationship between manager and employee. It is about setting rules and getting permission for what is allowed and not allowed in the relationship. And it is about creating and maintaining a safe, sincere, and courageous relationship. The employee may or may not have chosen you as a manager. If you want to be a coach too, the employees have to choose you if you want the coaching to be successful. It is expected of you as a manager to have regular conversations with the employees to support their development and reaching the company's goals. It demands trust between people to do more than setting a clear direction. To help people to develop themselves and to be allowed to coach on more than the smaller agenda, you need the employee's permission. Trust is something you earn, not something you can demand from other people. You get the employees you deserve, and the employees get the manager they deserve. Trust goes 2 ways. A good start before any coaching is to ask for permission to coach or to ask questions. You can ask that directly, or you can get the permission implicit by just asking questions. Here are some examples of how to ask directly. Permission to coach in regular meetings. I have experienced that coaching is a good tool to support others in reaching their goals. Coaching is about asking questions instead of giving answers. You are the expert at your job and your situation, so when I'm asking questions, you can find your best way to move forward. What do you say about us trying this out in our next regular conversation? Permission to ask a question during daily operations. I'm really curious about one thing. Is it okay that I ask you a question? Permission to move from asking a few questions to have a coaching session. I have noticed that when I ask you questions instead of giving answers, you are really good at finding valuable actions to take. What do you say if we formalize it, so we have regular meetings where I ask questions and you find solutions? The employees can get used to your coaching approach when you start to ask more questions than you give answers. Ask questions no matter if you believe that the employee has the answer or not. You may be surprised of how many answers people have to their own situations. If you are very skilled in asking questions, you will discover that the employees will seek you to help them be clearer on what to do and to be seen, heard, and taken seriously. Ask the employee which expectations the employee has. It could be, how do we create the best relationship between you and me? What do we do if we get off track? How straight can we be with one another? How much are we willing to cut the crap? How willing are we to help each other to develop by giving each other a constructive feedback? How can I be the best coach for you? What should I do more of? What do you prefer that I do less of or not at all? How often do you want to meet? Which feedback do you want to give me now so that I can be an even better coach for you? Expectations can, for instance, be about how to use humor, challenges, listening skills, speed, reflection, feedback, direct communication, details, dreams, training on the spot, interruptions, types of questions, learning styles, and language structures. Both the focus person and the coach can have expectations. The coach's expectations are mostly to get valuable feedback from the focus person to be able to develop as a coach. The coach can also benefit from informing about some general rules. For example, the conversation we have is confidential, meaning that what I hear will stay between the two of us unless you choose otherwise. The time we have set for each meeting is 1 hour. If you want to continue after that, we'll plan a new meeting. During our conversation, I'll write on this paper, and that is to help me to remember important things I've heard you say that can help me ask the right questions. The paper will be thrown away when the coaching process is over. If I ask a question that you're not willing to answer, you don't have to. Just tell me and I will move on. I can interrupt you during our conversation if I sense that you are not focused on your own goal for the coaching. Is that all right with you? Coaches are normally expected to keep confidentiality. This is a bit trickier when you are a manager. Most of all coaching conversations can be kept confidential, but there are certain issues that you need to discuss with your immediate manager. It can be that the employee is not performing in the job and is not willing or able to perform in the future. This means that the employee and the job is not a good match, and you need to report that. Be aware when you are the manager setting a clear direction and when you are the manager who coaches. Read International Coaching Federation's ethical regulations to learn more about what professional coaches commit to.